The AMPLIFY launch event came out of the Marginalised Voices research that we've been conducting at Safe to Create for the last 18 months. The original Speak Up report in 2021 was intended to capture the experiences of harmful behaviour for artists and arts workers working on the ground in the Irish arts and creative sectors. But it was identified afterwards that there were gaps in the data that was captured within that research. So it was decided to conduct further research, and that's how the AMPLIFY study came about, to look at the experiences of disabled artists and arts workers, those from ethnically and racially minoritised backgrounds, and LGBTQIA+ artists and arts workers in Ireland.
What's really important, I think, about this research report is that it is a methodology that I haven't experienced before, whereby we worked with representatives from the sector at all levels. So we collaborated with artists and arts workers and organisations in order to make sure that they were being consulted at key moments and that their lived experiences were reflecting the kind of questions that we were asking. It's really easy sometimes to just hope for the best, ask some questions and hope that you get useful information, but I think the significance of the report is, of course, the data that is within it, but it's also the process of getting to that we think is really inclusive and collaborative, and I think that's been reflected in terms of the conversations that we've been having today.
In the development, in the formulation, in the articulation, in the accessibility design, and in the presentation, this report was completely collaborative with the people who it concerns, like me, a disabled artist like me, and other marginalised groups. It was completely collaborative and co-creative.
With the launch of the report, it's revealed that there's a lot of work to be done in the sector. It does feel like there's a note of optimism as well. It feels like the people that are involved in making the change are here, and it does feel like something that's showing up a lot today is people knowing that difficult conversations need to happen, and it almost needs to be a practice of having these conversations.
The arts don't talk to academic researchers enough, and the arts don't talk to the wider charity sector enough. So to have a room full of researchers, arts workers, heads of arts organisations, artists, and then also people representing the charity sector, it feels very unusual to be in a room like that where we're all having the same conversation.
We absolutely need reform in our arts organisations and how we go about really caring about diverse populations. And I feel like it's a wonderful event and it's needed, yeah.
Artists can feel like they carry a burden of representation. What's really important about something like Safe to Create and the AMPLIFY report is that there's a sense of solidarity and there's a sense of support here, and that you're not always the person having to tell your story or to instigate change.
Having that report that says that you can just show people and say, listen, this is what's wrong with the sector and this was what needs to be improved. So to have something concrete like that that can kind of make real change is amazing.
And then the panels as well, to have those perspectives from people from here, from outside here, to have that knowledge share and to speak very bluntly and honestly and openly without the eye rolling that usually comes with being at an equality event.
We know that having the greatest representation of human experience in the room creates not only good art but good societies. That's certainly what I believe in, and I'm going to keep on helping all of the people who've been involved in this report to work towards that future.
We have to make the artistic landscape in Ireland truly diverse and inclusive and representative. It can't be gestural. We have to absolutely make that transformative change happen, and I think that's what's critical about the AMPLIFY report, is that there are 4 recommendations. They're very clear. It's very clear who needs to get involved in these recommendations, and the time is absolutely now. It's for far too long we have talked about these issues, but I think there's a real understanding now of why this work has to happen.
What I hope will happen is that the recommendations that have come about as a collaboration with the sector will also be funded by the department and with other interests like in government, in order to be able to kind of like promote what's needed now to get equity, meaningful equity within the sector.
This is really just the start. Like, this isn't the work itself. The work has to happen. But I think starting on this note of involving so many different communities and different constituents in a very open and inviting way, I hope, will get us off on the right foot at least. But yeah, the work starts now.